Amazing. We're all fucking killing it this Monday morning.
Yes. Okay.
Whew, this is an early call.
Hot shot. Yeah, I mean, God, it's just like lining up at Pearl Studios. It's fine. It's fine. I've done it a million times. All good.
This is early for me. 10 a.m. That's when I try. I try to be up by 10 every day.
Nice. Very nice.
We're right there with your little breakfast bar.
Exactly. That's my goal.
Well, good morning, thespians. It's Lillian Bustle here.
And Jen Ponton. And we are here to tap dance our way into your hearts today with the absolute delight that is Cara Connors. The absolute freaking delight. Oh, where did it go? I lost it. Amazing. Cara, that's not it. Yeah. Okay, great. Got it.
Perfect.
All right. So, Cara Connors is an LA-based comedian and multifaceted homosexual. Do you want me to say something different to people, Cara, or are we keeping it?
You can keep that. I'm not going to let you read my whole bio if I'm sitting here without making fun of it, though.
Amazing. Well, then I'm going to go on to the next great part. With an ass that won't quit.
That's right, baby.
So, listen, thespians, Cara stars on a show on E! Called Dating #NoFilter, where she is part of a panel of comedians watching these people go on dates. And it's the greatest reality TV you can put your little peepers on. She also, unfortunately for many people who are cable cutters, she has a feminist investigative comedy series called Cara Takes Up Space. It's been on OUTtv for a million years, and yet all of us are just left like banging on the door outside in the cold because there's like nowhere online. It is niche.
It's very niche.
You have to have a plug into a wall that goes to Optimum or Comcast or whatever the fuck your service is. In 2018, she performed at the ultimate prestige comedy festival, Just for Laughs, in Montreal. It's the grand gauntlet for any stand-up comedian. She also recently debuted her first hour-long stand-up show at the New York Comedy Festival, which I was present for, and I was that person in the audience. She did it at the UCB for their Headliner series. She also headlines regularly at indie comedy shows across LA, where she lives. She also hosts a monthly queer showcase called Straight for Pay, and she's going on tour this upcoming year. Cara
That's right, Vibey. Thank you so much. Wow. That was painful. Listening to it, it's like listening to like yourself do a voicemail or something. That's like something you write in a dark closet and you know you have to give it to people, but you don't necessarily ever want to perform it.
Oh my God. Okay, I have to interrupt our thing because I need to tell you a story that I have told Lillian that I think you are the best
I need
person
to hear.
So, Cara, I came out during pandemic. Hooray.
Yes!
Well, so I have told Lillian this story on our storytelling podcast, which you should definitely also guest on, called All the Fucks. So,
oh my God.
Speaking of awkward voicemails, when I was in 8th grade, so this was sort of almost the beginning of the internet. It was 1998, and it was when Yahoo chat rooms were really prevalent, and like that was the place that you'd go. And you know, everybody had a weird room, and you didn't really know what the adults were doing in there, but there were definitely rooms like lots of gay dudes, only lesbians, and I was on the internet with my friend Nimi, who was like, "Why are we here?" And I was like, "Let's look at the lesbian room," and she was like, "No," and I'm like, "What do lesbians do?" And she's like, "I don't know, bye." And
oh my God.
So she ran home.
I don't know, bye.
I called her house. I called her home line. She wouldn't pick up the phone, and I left a sobbing voicemail that her mother overheard because of course it played live in the room, where I was like, "Lindsay, I'm really sorry I made you go into that lesbian chat room."
Oh my God.
I swear to God, I didn't mean anything weird.
Oh my God. And then you're like 20 years later, you're like,
that tracks. I know
my
what they do
God.
now. Got it.
I love those chat rooms. I loved like talking to like actual like people that are for sure on the registry when I was like 11. I'm like, ASL, like so gross. Like so gross.
Absolutely.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Days. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm so glad I could tell you that story. It's just a
Yikes.
perfect moment of total. I mean, it lives with me every moment of my day. So
You should try. I wonder if they saved that or if you could like recreate that somehow as like a monologue. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh, yes.
I don't hate that idea.
Right?
At all.
100%.
Fuck, thank
Yeah.
you, Cara. Amazing.
That'd be so funny.
I really want to jump right in because one of the things that you mentioned was mall contests.
Oh, yeah.
Did you grow up in Niles, Illinois?
Yeah, ever heard of it, Lillian?
Yeah, all the time. Famous
Okay.
Niles, Illinois, known
Yeah.
for its mall contests.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I did grow up in Niles, Illinois. I often refer to it as sort of the heartbeat of the industry. It's kind of like, it's a very like who you know kind of town, taking a lot of lunch meetings. It's a lot of just being in your car, audition to audition to audition to casting call. It's very fast paced.
You really got to keep up.
Yes. So I was kind of like a Disney kid in that way. Like I really sort of entered the industry at a young age and it's just not stopped. It's just like that. So yes, I did. I am one of the many, 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 many extremely famous people who have come out of Niles, Illinois. But yeah, the mall contests are like, I feel like that's a thing all over, but that's definitely a thing in the Midwest. It's like maybe once or twice a year people will come around and like they'll have these contests and like tell you that you could like you're gonna be the next big like Old Navy model or like Disney Channel star or something, and then everybody comes out like a huge casting call, just like me and all the like ugliest, weirdest people from my town who are gonna like torture these people and like make them listen to us do some weird like talent show. And probably the whole thing, like, realistically was, like, sponsored by Barbizon or, like, some other, like, pyramid scheme. Like, everybody in the Midwest first agent is Barbizon. So, that's a fact.
So was this self-motivated or did you have like...
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, this was 100% intrinsic motivation.
Amazing. What did you dream
yeah.
for yourself in those days, Cara? What did stardom look like for young you?
All right, let me lay it down for you guys, because not a lot of people really know how this all kind of goes on.
Yeah, paint us the picture.
So
The
what
insider
So what I would typically do is mall contests would be, you know, like sometime in the fall. But really over the summer is when I would do a lot of the preparation. Because what I would end up doing is in the summer is when I would record my my demo reels, honestly. I would go to Six Flags usually every summer with my family. I would have to like earn all the tickets for me and all of my brothers because they'd have like those reading programs, like where if you read a certain amount, you would get tickets to Six Flags.
Oh, fuck. That's like Book It, but so much better.
Yes.
We only got like personal pan pizza.
Pizza.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I read a lot. And when my mom figured out that she could make me read for me and all of my idiot brothers who would have never read, she was like, let's get your ass to the library because all these tickets are like worth $60, you know? So step one, reading my ass off. Then we would go to Six Flags and my mom would let everybody choose like one thing that they wanted to do that was like not part of the ticket, right? Like, so I would always choose, they had this little recording studio there where you could like choose a song, you go into a real booth and you could record the cover. And then what was very exciting is at the end, they gave you a cassette with your song on it. And if you really wanted to, you could have the choice for them to play it on the speakers right outside of the studio. So everyone who walked by could hear what you just did in the booth. And of course, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like I'm about to be swarmed by people. Like no one is, and I'm like, okay, obviously people are going to go crazy when they hear this Britney cover. So. Yeah. So that's perfect. What I was doing in the summer to kind of keep it,
keep it fresh.
Keep it going. Like my brothers are all blowing their money doing the bungee cord thing, and I'm like, let's get this demo reel done so that I have something to give to the agents when they come and see me in like the really popular category of like 11-year-old prepubescent girls who like have a weird body. They obviously want to recruit me to be a high fashion model / singer, so I need to have this tape ready.
That's right. And stay ready.
And that's you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
And that's how I got cast on Dating No Filter.
When opportunity meets preparation.
That's how I got it. People ask me, I'm like, I don't know, I got this job like 15 years ago.
Mom contests.
So psychotic.
That's so great. What is the furthest one of those ever went for you? Did they like string you along?
Never! No! Oh my God, nothing. I literally never got anything. I would like freeze. Like I would get there wearing like the ugliest, dorkiest outfit. They did not want to talk to me. This is like, they either want like someone who's actually like legally 16 who looks like they're 6 or like an actual model. They don't want like a huge 11-year-old like linebacker. Like there's like no sex appeal, but I also don't look like a kid. It was like not good.
It was a magical time.
And I was like a businesswoman, like so serious. Like, no, nothing. What do you mean, how far did I get? What kind of rude ass question is that? I didn't get far at all. Is that what you want me to say? 0. I didn't get any far. Nobody wanted to talk. What are you saying? What are you talking about? Oh my God. How far did you get? What do you think?
But at least you could drown your sorrows in a nice orange Julius.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck.
Jesus.
When I grew up in Virginia, and our mall in Newport News had karaoke in the what a terrible place to do karaoke, but like in the food court.
In the fucking atrium.
So like 0 acoustics. Also, you're annoying everyone around you who does not want to hear your karaoke.
No.
And I went with my friend Paul, and he like brought his own backing track because he only sang religious songs. And he sang something for the Lord. And we're like 16, and these two fully grown people come up to him afterwards and like, we want to talk to you. And I was like, oh my God, maybe he's getting an agent. Like how?
Oh my God.
No, do you know what they did? They gave him karaoke pointers.
So they were like, please never do that. Yeah, for sure. I thought that they were gonna say like, we want you to come join our like special church.
Oh no, he already had one of those going on.
Oh my God, so rude. Yeah, everybody gives notes. Nobody cares. Like audience members like love to give notes. They are like, I've been sitting in this, I've been itching to tell you everything that I would do if I was up there. They couldn't wait to tell your friend.
Let's go over some mic technique, please.
What is, I mean, it doesn't have to be like the shittiest people, but what is the weirdest feedback you've ever gotten after doing stand-up specifically?
Okay, I honestly feel like people, I don't know, like people come up to me and I think sometimes they don't necessarily know how to talk to me because like they can't totally tell if I'm like completely like crazy. Like they don't sometimes they don't know I'm like in character or not. And so like I don't know if someone's approaching me because they like think that like the character I'm doing is me that's real, and then they're also that energy, so then they're like wanting to speak like that, which is fun.
They're like, she gets me.
Exactly.
Oh no, Cara's stand-up character is fucking insane.
But I think it's also like surprising though, because like, I don't know, there was a show recently where there was like this big dude in the audience, like muscle, like really tall, like looked like a huge football player, like probably in his 50s, like not my typical like demographic. I was like, he's not gonna like this, and he didn't. He wasn't smiling for a lot, and then and then at one point during the show, I saw him not smiling, and I was like, what, do you want to fight? I was like, do you want to fight? Like, let's throw down. And I'm like, I'll freaking do karate on your ass, and like was doing all this stuff. And then after the show, he came up to me, he's like, I really liked you. I really liked that. But he never like cracked a smile, but he liked it when I started like playing with him and threatening him. Come see my show. I'll play with you and threaten you after. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But so that was weird. I wasn't expecting that. But he came up and he was like, yeah, really nice. Really nice. I don't know.
When people don't laugh, but then they go, that's funny, you're funny. It is the most awkward.
Yeah, that happened too recently. One of my friends was like, oh yeah, this girl's coming to meet us. She doesn't laugh though. She'll just be like, what does she say? Oh my god, dying, or like screaming. So funny. And I'm like, you're still friends with her then? Like, you know that she reacts like that?
Oh god, that person is a serial killer.
Yeah. And like, she won't laugh. She'll just be like screaming. I'm like,
wow. No.
That's weird. That's a weird choice.
That's not how you people. That's a weird choice.
No, that doesn't make anybody feel good.
Certainly not the person saying it. Like, what is this strange social experiment?
No. But maybe that's like a new thing, because I remember the first time people were saying like LOL, saying it. I thought that was so weird, but now, right?
Right. No, it can't be stopped.
Language evolves.
So maybe I'll try it. It does. It sure does, Lillian. Do I have a speech impediment? I was like, it sure does, Laura.
I was just trying to leap out as you incorporate the vocal fry of your new character.
Exactly. Exactly.
Screaming.
God.
Exactly.
Oh, it hurts. Yeah.
So, after the malls, when let's presume you were in high school. When I presume you were in high school and like maybe had more access to more fulfilling theatrical ventures.
No, I didn't. No, I was like Sporty McGee. I like did not. I was not. I mean, no, I literally did not do anything. I was like all sports, but I always was like interested in like the musical vibes. But my parents were just like, sports. Like, you're not like, I'm not driving you to like the theater. Like, that was not our vibe as a family.
What's your best sport, Cara? Is it basketball?
No, I don't know. I mean, I played them all, but not basketball. It's not my best one. But yes, I didn't get to like do any. I didn't do like any acting or anything in high school or elementary school was like when it was most popping, and then I picked it up again like as an adult.
And how did that start again?
Just like when I started like doing stand up and everything, but that wasn't until like I was in grad school. Like I just like I don't know. I remember like living in New York and I used to walk by UCB like on the way to this like terrible job that I had. And I was like, yeah, I feel like I'd be interested in that. I'm going to wait 5 years. Like, I just like never did anything. And I just like
big Taurus energy.
Yeah. And just like went to that job every day and like barely hung on to it. I don't even know how I like lasted. I didn't, let's say this. I don't traditionally thrive in an office environment.
No.
So
feel that.
I don't know. I kind of always just, didn't like sitting or, mainly it was like sitting or like following kind of instructions, talking to people at the office. Yeah. I would just take a lot of bathroom breaks. I would take a lot of bathroom breaks. to the point that I like low-key let this rumor start that I had IBS because I would just like go to the bathroom like 30 minutes at a time, and I would just like sit on my phone, whatever, but still kept collecting those big fat checks for $25K a year, you know?
Oh, shit.
Living large.
Yeah, but I didn't know. All through that, could have been sweating it out in the basement at UCB, but it took a few more years for me to figure it out.
So was it improv then before you were like, I'm going to go off on my own and do stand-up?
It was stand-up first, and I like did that for a while. Like I was doing like all the Second City stuff up in Toronto, and then I started like doing improv because I was just like obsessed. I was like, I need to be just like drenched in this community. I need to be surrounded by comedy. Yes, and I need it.
And then they were like, that's perfect because that's the only way you can be one of us.
Yeah, exactly. So still I'm in both of those like worlds, definitely like more in the stand-up world, but like, you know, they're pretty, you know, they're kind of different vibes. Like obviously improv is dorkier. Sorry, it is. And
Oh, for sure.
I don't know how people can try to act cool in that community. Like when people try to act like they're like the top dog, I'm like, bro, you're straight up a dork. Like that is the establishing fact that can't be ignored. If you're doing improv, like, and you know, you come out and they got like their little outfits on, and it's like, yeah, I'm like the cool schlubby guy, and I'm wearing my like little like flannel shirt that my mom got me at Marshall's like 6 years ago. This is my show shirt. And one of my girlfriends 10 years ago told me that I look good in blue. So I always wear this blue t-shirt under. It's like sad. And I'm like, I can't take this seriously. And I think that's the point. So I guess the problem is I don't respect anyone doing it, including myself. Like, it's a joke.
There's no more rigid hierarchy than a hierarchy amongst people who have been sidelined. Am I right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Folks who are super into it, like
yes.
movies or anime or whatever it is, whatever the dork sidebar is. And I have many lovely geek friends.
Same.
And many people who I definitely consider themselves king of the geek, whatever the thing is.
Right, for sure. But my problem with the improv stuff is like it is that, but then they act like it's not that. It's like, that's what's happening. Like, that is what we're all doing. Let's just, like, acknowledge it.
Yeah. There's a lot of gaslighting happening around.
Yes. Oh, my God. But I think you're totally right, especially, like, those little, like, different schools and stuff. They're such machines, and, like, they really try to put you through the paces, right? So that's why I think people are like, well, I had to take 16 levels, and I've auditioned for this mod team 49 times, and I stuck around for 17 years, and I finally got it, so I'm going to be a bitch to you.
Oh, God.
How can that not engender a sense of at least a little entitlement? Of course.
Sure. Yeah. And taking it all out on your little improv underlings all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's why it's like, it's kind of nice to be able to go back and forth between both, because then I can be like, I am not here for this 13-person circle warm-up. I am going to go ahead and step outside.
Absolutely.
I'm going to zip my zop right out the door.
That's right, baby.
How did you come to be an opener for a one-man show about cavemen?
Oh my God. Okay.
Bless.
Okay, this is like, I'm literally sweating. Okay, so when you're starting out in stand-up, you take any stage time that you could get and any show that you can get, because it's like one of the only art forms where like you can truly only get better in front of other people, right? Like you can't, if you're playing the guitar, you can go practice your guitar 1,000 hours alone, and then you go on stage and you just have to learn to be on stage. But with stand-up, it's like all of that has to be learned in front of people, so it's intrinsically deeply painful. And there's no way around it.
So succinct. Yes.
Yeah. There's no way around it. You have to do it that way. So when you're starting out, you just have to take any show that you can get so that you can just like get through that. It's like you just have to put your body through like as many. So anyway, I don't know how this guy got my number. He must have heard my reputation around town.
This girl's got IBS.
That's right, baby. She would be perfect.
So you've gotta just go through your paces, being in front of people and doing it in front of people, because there is no way to get good at it except in the most vulnerable, terrifying, abusive way ever.
It is. And so you just take what spots you can get, because you're like, I need to work on these 10 minutes. And like, sometimes I'm going to work on it in people that are not, sometimes people are not going to appreciate what I do. And that's okay. Most times they won't, right? But so this was like maybe my first or second year doing stand-up. And this guy reached out to me. He's like, look, I am the director of a off. We're all the way up in Canada, Broadway play. And it's a one-man show called, what was it called? Something The Caveman. It was like something about like men are caves and women are fire. You know, it was something very like men are from Mars.
It wasn't Defending the Caveman, was it? That was...
It might have been.
That actually went somewhere.
But not this one. I can tell you it was not this one. Okay? In the same way that I'm sure that our hometowns are doing some kind of production of Hamilton that no one would want to see. This is... Okay. But this was not that. This was like... It was... So I was like, okay, sure. He's like, yeah, we need a comedian to come. And you're going to do, like, it was like a bigger slot. It was like 10 or 15 minutes, which, like, when you're starting out, that's, I mean, even now, like, you don't even always get more than 10 minutes at a time to work on stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you're going to open for this audience then before the one-man show. And then you'll get paid by, like, a bucket, which the bucket system in this case was, you'll hand the bucket, to the audience, they'll pass it around, and you know, like, and then at the end they'll give it. Okay, so the audience at this show was like the audience of like a 1:00 matinee on a Tuesday in like the most like conservative town in the South. And like a retirement home got a shuttle bus and brought them here. Like that was the audience. And it was packed. And it was in this weird bar theater. And I didn't know that much about the show, whatever. So I came up, and I'm going to be honest, I put on my best material. Like I was not doing like new stuff, and they were like not having it. And I could feel it right away. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't think that I can like be up here for 15 minutes, because it's like, it's so painful. Like, if you're just up there and no one is laughing, no one likes what you're saying, like, you can feel it so intensely. You see everyone, and you're like, fuck, and it's so slow, and it's the kind of thing where it's like, you normally time out your jokes. Oh, yeah, this takes 5 minutes, but you're, like, pacing it with, like, people laughing occasionally. If no one laughs, a 10-minute set, it could be 30 seconds, baby. We're flying through these jokes. So we're like flying through. Nobody likes it. Nobody is having a good time, especially me. And then at the end, and also even the way he brought me up, like he was just like, all right, yeah. Like, you know, there was no like, it was just so bad. And then I'm trying to like run off stage and like run into the street so that I can end my life and be done with it. And I'm on stage trying to run off the stage, and he's like, oh, don't forget the bucket. This is like, nobody's like really clapped. They don't like really know if I'm done. There was no clear beginning and end because no one was laughing. There was no applause, and it was terrible. And
just some old crankety man
just
screaming about a bucket.
hated it. And I'm like, why did you bring me? This entire play is about like, men and women are different, and the sooner we recognize it. Like, it was that energy.
Oh, yoicks.
So he was like, hand off the bucket. And so I remember like giving the bucket to somebody in the front row that was like, why is she giving me this bucket? And they probably thought it was like the trash so they could all put their like old man like, I have no idea. But all I remember, it was bad. All I remember is that I got off stage, and by the time I walked to the back of the room, and it was a long room. It was just like a long club. By the time I got to the back of the room, the bucket was like already there. Like it was just like pass. There was like $4 in it in like all change because you're in Canada. So it's like loonies and toonies. All change. There was literally like $4. I was like, this is fucking brutal.
Oh my God.
So...
No.
It was really bad. So that's the worst show I've ever done.
Wow.
Keeps you humble.
Oh my God, there's no shortage of that. Yeah, it was rough.
I'm curious, and you don't have to answer this at all. I only bring it up because you do talk about it in your act sometimes.
Yeah.
But since you were doing comedy before and then after you came out, how much did your brand and energy shift? Because obviously you like very much came into yourself and were like, oh, this is the Cara that's supposed to be.
Right.
But like, were you kind of doing like, I don't know, what were you doing when you weren't out?
Yeah, I mean, it was only like the first year that I was, so it was like, I've been doing stand-up like 6 years, so it was like the first year. I mean, I don't know, Jen, I was writing jokes from my subconscious about how people always think that I'm gay. That's what I was doing.
Oh, no.
I was doing a cry for help from my subconscious, like a ransom letter to the audience for someone to say it out loud. Maybe if I said it out loud and my own ears heard it, I could like take it back in my brain and figure it out. That's what I was doing. Okay? Does that answer your question, smartass? Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely, like, evolves, but, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe the stuff I was talking about, but I still think I'm, like, finding my voice, but I feel like in the last, like, couple of years, like, it's clicked in. They say it takes, like, 7 to 10 years to, like, find your voice as, like, as a stand-up. So I've always kind of had that number in my head. And it feels closer. Like, I feel the closest that I've been. But you're just trying shit out. You don't know. Because, like, I was, like, would watch people that would be really funny. And sometimes people are, like, those very monotone, like just saying it like that. And I was like, that's not my vibe. I tried that a few times. Nobody liked that.
So how did you really hone in on the, like... I mean, how would I even describe it?
How would you... Yeah, go ahead and just... I'd love to hear you describe it and roast me.
On stage, Cara's character is like like, whoever it is, they're definitely on coke, first of all. They are extraordinarily self-aware, deeply anxious, and in total anguish all at once. Very self-effacing, and then sometimes like guttural screams.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's very emotional.
They're a person on the edge for sure.
That's absolutely a person on the edge. That's a very generous description. Well, that is. I mean, it's a character. I don't do coke, but it's a it's a character. But it's, you know, it's kind of like, also, it obviously is like me, or like it's sort of like I just amplify my flaws and my insecurities, I guess, or like allow them to be sort of shown, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, like definitely like on the edge. Like I like to play with like people, like, am I okay? Like, am I in control? Like, I'm in control the entire time, but like toying with that line of just like, is she okay? Like, what's exactly happening?
It very much fucks with the audience, for sure.
Yeah. And like, I like to be a character of like, kind of like, I like a cocky dumbass. Like, that's my favorite. Like, really like tell it like it is, but actually so dumb. Like that, you know, that mixed in. So, I don't know.
Cocky
That's where we're at now.
I smell some scripted content.
Yeah. That's where we're at now. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But it took a minute for sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any prop comedy?
I love that's actually, I was kind of surprised Jen didn't bring that up. That's kind of what I'm known for.
No kidding.
Prop comic.
I was just tossing it out.
Yeah, I just bring a big toolbox and suitcase onto stage. I put a red wig on, and I take out rubber chickens, and I get a power saw, and I go to town, baby.
I think I've seen you.
Everybody goes crazy. Everybody goes crazy.
Put a hat on? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I've been doing my Las Vegas residency for the last 25 years, and I love it. Every night is different. No, I haven't explored prop comedy, but honestly, nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits.
Right.
I would love
what's
to
the
do that.
curation for your Straight for Pay showcase, and then how are you're only going on tour
Right.
as a solo show, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. How does that happen in your showcase in LA versus what's going to be on stage across the northern
These
American
United States,
something?
that's right. Well, in LA, the main thing, like I used to produce a show in Toronto for a couple of years, and my main rule with that was only having one straight white boy on each lineup. That was always my goal. And so now the show is like only the rules are like at least 90% of the comedians have to be queer. They're like 90% of the time it's like not cis dudes, and I have to like them as a person and have like some different voices in there, so it's not just like one guy telling the same jerk off story in a row. Not that I don't love that. I love listening to 10 guys talking about jerking off. But, so yeah, it's mostly like comics that are either, you know, the whole idea is like straight for pay. So like comics that like that are gay but would be willing to act straight for money, which is me, or like a chill, like actual ally. I'll throw an occasional like actual pure ally on the lineup, and they're always like so great. And yes, that's kind of how I've been curating it, like actually going to see a show that I would want to see. As much as like I know that people love going to comedy clubs and seeing lineups full of rapists, I know that we love that. I know that is like that's the cream of the crop. I know
if it ain't
that's
broke.
Like exactly. So I know when people come to my shows, I know that it's uncomfortable for them. They're like, wait, why are all the comedians on the lineup not rapists? I'm confused. Why
is it so safe in here?
Why does everybody on the show not have all these accusations of texting 17-year-olds as 45-year-old men? That is why you need to go to the store, which is only a 10-minute drive, and you could go right over there. So it's a different kind of audience for sure. And then my tour is just it's my hour, it's my show that I'm taking out. And I am coming to New York. I'll be in New York on March 10th. I'll be at Union Hall, so you should come.
I will be there screaming. You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, the hour is going to be, I mean, it's going to be kind of a hybrid. I mean, the hour that you saw but right before COVID, but then there's like probably at least like 30 minutes that are all new since then, and it'll be a little hybrid. But that's just going to be me and like a local opener that is probably going to be some local gay person in each town. Who's your funniest local gay person?
All I see in my head.
You should have contests at the malls.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Seattle? I'm looking for your funniest gay person who can do 10 minutes of material this Saturday night down at the Crocodile. Hit me up on Facebook if you're interested.
Screaming.
Exactly. That's my audience. They're all just sitting there screaming.
Oh, fuck. So good.
Yeah. So
other than like taking over comedy, Cara, do you have any like dreams or desires to like also then transition into like narrative comedy, or like what does the great grand dream include?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question. You know, a lot of things can happen. Life is unpredictable, so I want to be open to surprises. But I mean, I got all sorts of things in the work. I'd love to be on SNL and underutilized. I would love to get, you know, my life story option for some kind of, you know, short-lived series on Hulu or HBO. I'd love to get more into prop comedy. That is really something I've been itching to do.
That's really, you hit the nail on the head there, Lillian.
I think I really want to probably open up some kind of workshop and get my tools out. And
people could come and make their own props.
Exactly.
And then do the comedy
like a
workshop
Build-A-Bear. Like a Build-A-Bear. Yeah, I think that's really where I'm headed. Just something where I can build some kind of trap box with some sort of surprise element that pops out that delights the audience in a way that was kind of a misdirect.
It's fresh.
It's fresh.
The great
It's
Canadian
relatable.
Jack in the Box. What's the most cringy, like, day job you've had?
Oh my god. It doesn't have to be something I had for very long, right?
No, absolutely not.
Oh my god. What have I done? I mean, I've definitely had a couple of cubicle vibes. Those I did not do well in. I mean, I briefly had like a busboy job. I worked at City Bakery for a little while when I was living in New York, which was like on Sex. Do you know what City Bakery is?
Yeah. They had the fancy marshmallows and the fancy hot cocoa.
Exactly. So it was like a tourist spot too, because it was like on an episode of Sex in the City or something. But I got hired as like a barista behind the counter. Absolutely no experience as a barista to this day, even though I worked there. And and people would come in and they're getting like $10 lattes, and like I remember this one like old lady would always come in and she would be like, I'd like a cappuccino bone dry. And I didn't know what that meant. So I just made it for her the same way that I made everybody else's, not properly.
Maybe bone dry was your default.
Yeah, bone dry. But like that, I did not do well in that setting. And I'll be honest with you, back in the day when I was like a basic straight girl, this was way back in the day, I was working there, and then like the guy that I was with, who I ended up, trigger warning, getting married to, he proposed, and then I quit right away. I was like, I'm free, baby. And he's like, go get another job. Like, what are you doing? This is not the 40s. Yeah, I know. He's like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, I quit. He's like, why? We literally need you to have a job. I was like, I quit, baby. So
I
stupid.
married your money.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that is not what's that? No, I just like didn't even, I think I thought I was in a movie. I was like, I'm going to be busy doing the registry, like whatever I like thought. So I just like quit this job. Yeah, it was not good.
I can't even imagine you as a basic bride.
I know, it's really brutal. I'll have to show you the photos sometime. I literally had a birdcage veil, and that's all I will say about it.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Yep. I can feel this zeitgeist for sure. I know this layout on the knot.
Just like that.
Yes.
Ever seen a bride like that? Because that was me. Yeah.
Little T-length number.
Absolutely. Oh no, the dress was like, I can't. That's a whole other.
No, I didn't mean to. Talk about trigger warning.
No, I'm just saying that's like such a longer, like me as a basic bride is like truly a journey.
I'm trying
Look
to
at me now.
imagine basic bitch straight Cara in like Uggs and with like straightened hair and like a PSL.
Exactly.
I love Uggs and a birdcage veil as a look.
Yeah.
Though. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm very into that.
It was more like a reverse, like, just like, I feel like when I was trying to be straight, I acted like much older than I was, and like was just, very kind of like trying, I don't even know.
Crochet.
Was like honestly like really ugly, and that's okay. Like I love that Cara too. Like I welcome her with open arms, but like honestly, like my friends are so rude about it, and they're like yeah, like low-key, like it was rough. Like you're a lot cuter now. Like I don't know, like what's happening for you.
Yay.
So that's good. I'm like, all right, I know. I don't need you to say it to me. I
I made
know.
myself homely when I was straight.
Yeah, I did though. I did. I like very much looked like I ran like a youth group, like at. Absolutely looked like I was in several Bible studies. Like it was. But that's what the guys liked. I did what they liked, you know? And guess what? He put a ring on it, baby.
cream of the crop there.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Thank
right.
you. People
Proven
loved
track
it.
record.
They loved it.
Oh,
I'll send you guys my digital wedding album on Shutterfly.
Yes, please.
Please. Yes. Oh, amazing. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Amazing.
My
Well-
only remaining question, if we
Yes.
want to go into it, is you wrote about working for the Trunch Bowl.
Oh my God. Oh, that was a really bad day job too. Yeah.
Were you
That's
there
when
for
I was.
a while?
Well, that was when I was in grad school to be a teacher because that's what I thought I was going to do before I became a comedian. And so I was like in grad school, be an elementary school teacher. And my lead teacher was literally Miss Trunchbull. She was so mean. And I would honestly cry all the time because I'm like very sensitive.
Oh, no.
And she was so mean and like literally would set up these little like bullying tasks like, Cara, go and put this up on the whiteboard. And then I would like go up to the whiteboard and like there'd be no markers. And I'd be like, there's no markers. And she's like, wow, I guess Miss Connors really doesn't know too much about teaching, does she, class? Like, it was that. Like, she was literally bullying me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Those
I hate to
children all
say
grew up
it.
to be serial killers.
Yeah, no, it was rough. And also, this is weird because I now know, and I like didn't clock it, but now I know, and I hate to say it, but she was a full-blown lesbian, and that was before I was out, and I'm like, oh my God, wow, that's like called internalized homophobia, but it was really intense. And then at the end of it, because I was like in school as a student teacher, and then like at the end it just like got so bad, and basically we just like made an agreement like with my advisor that like she would pass me and I like wouldn't report her to like the Ontario Teachers Board.
Ew.
Like, you know, like for being an actual monster. But she was just like so mean. And like any idea, you know, like the kind of person like any idea I had would just like shoot it down. And I'm like, bro, like I get that you've been a teacher for 30 years and like it's working for you, like what you're doing. You don't care that the children are miserable and not learning anything. I understand that that's working for you, but like you don't have to like shut it down as soon as anyone comes in and like attempts to make the kids like smile while learning. I know that that's like very upsetting to you.
Oh God.
Yeah, she was brutal, but all those things like they just kind of like nudge you in the right direction, because it was like after that student teaching experience, that was like in the spring, and that was after my first year of grad school, and I had like the most miserable year. I was like, I hate this. I don't want to be a teacher. I want to drop out. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something for myself this summer. I'm going to go take a class at Second City because I grew up in Chicago and I always went to the shows and I loved it. I'm going to do something for and that's how so it's like all that stuff kind of like pushes you into the right way. Like, so that wasn't for me. And then I started doing comedy, and then like I came back the next year and like I still finished it out, but I came back the next year and like didn't care at all and like breezed through it because emotionally I was detached. So I just like got through the second year. Right. And then I was like, and then that was it.
Amazing.
So I like can't wait for her to see me on SNL as an underutilized cast member, and she's going to be like, oh,
Yes.
I was so rude. No,
And
she'll
for
never
those poor
think
kids
that.
to cry when they realize they missed out on having basically stand up for 8 hours a day.
No, they like wrote me little notes. Like when I left, like I got like the little notes from the kids because they're like being held hostage by this person who like has tenure, right? And they're like, thank you, Miss Connors, for being nice. And I'm like, yo, like it's gonna be a rough rest of 5th grade for you. This lady sucks, and I'm allowed to say that, but you're not. And to be clear, I'm also not really allowed to say that, but I did anyway.
That's why I'm out of grad school, bitch.
Baby. Yeah. So I am actually certified to teach K through 6 in Ontario, believe it or not.
Oh shit. Get ready, Canada.
Can you imagine?
Special skills.
Can you imagine walking in and I'm your 4th grade teacher? I'm like, what is up, everybody?
I would never let myself not fail and stay back. Be like, well, I'm a career 4th grader now.
Oh my God.
Deal with it.
I literally did not even know all the provinces and territories. And I'm like teaching 4th grade history. I'm like, all right, let's run through them. We got Ontario. We got Manitoba. I think you guys get it. You know, like it was very just like.
You can read. I don't need to patronize you.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next stuff. Talk to me about what you guys are doing on Minecraft. You know? Yeah, good times. Really miss that stuff. Really miss being in the classroom.
It's always there for you. It's always there.
Thank you so much, Lillian.
This has been a delight.
Honestly, same.
Lillian, you and I will go see Cara in Brooklyn in March.
Yes, come please, and I'll give you a big hug because I haven't met you in person, and I'll give you a big hug too, Jen.
Yay! And we'll take Lisa because Lisa is why I know Cara.
Yes!
Lisa Rose, who we interviewed back in early
yes,
November.
I remember Lisa.
Lisa Rose Styling. Yeah, that's how we met, is through Lisa. And, oh my God, wait, do you want to know the connections to bring it full circle? So you and I met through Lisa, right, Jen?
Right.
And Lisa and I met because my coworker, when I was at that office job where I would have to walk by UCB every day and everybody thought I had IBS, is our sweet, beautiful friend Kelsey. And Kelsey and Lisa went to college together. So we met because we were bridesmaids together in Kelsey's wedding.
Oh, shit, yes.
So it's all connected to like that time back when I was living in New York. And then now Lisa's like one of my best friends and is like such a delight. She was helping my girlfriend. She was styling her yesterday. She was helping her for a photo shoot.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Look at how connected you are.
That's right, baby. It's all about connections. It all started in Niles, Illinois, baby.
Don't say we didn't tell you first.
Don't say we didn't tell you.
So where can people follow you and watch all your stuff and stalk you?
Honestly, Instagram would be great. You could follow me at Cara Connors Comedy. And that's really where I post most of my stuff. And that's where I'll post about the tour, which I haven't officially announced yet. But I will be announcing in the next couple of weeks.
You heard it here first, thespians.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, and I would love anybody that is a thespian who loves prop comedy and loves comedy club style comedy.
You're going to get a call from Gallagher and he's going to be like, "What's up, Cara?"
To come on out to Straight for Pay. No, if that's your style of comedy, you're probably not listening to this podcast and you would not enjoy my stand-up. But yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's where I'm at.
Yay. Well,
So
thank
rad.
you so much. This was
Thank you.
a joy.
Thank you, Cara. You are the shit. We definitely want to have you on all the fucks for
Yes.
sure. Best
Okay.
friends, until next time.
Don't forget the bucket.
Don't forget the bucket.
Yes. Oh my God, pass around a bucket. So sad. I'm gonna do that on tour.
Yes. Yes.